Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the show. It's great to have everybody here. Today we have two great guests. We have Kayla Ritchie / Kayla Fox now. She just got married. And Jennifer Murphy. So welcome, guys. Really happy to have them here, right? So good stuff. And Kayla just got married a few months ago, so congratulations.
Thank you.
But even more importantly, Jennifer Murphy's still married, so congratulations. Between the two of them, that's some pretty good stuff, right? So that being the case, both of these guys are amazing. How old are you?
29.
She's 29. She was one of the few, there's only 30 agents selected in Coldwell Banker in the country for the 30 Under 30 award, which means they're badasses. And she was picked last year for that. And I think in like her second or third year, she did over $400,000, which is very impressive. And then Murphy just does that every year in her sleep. So she's got the consistency and all that stuff going. So I thought I'd jump right in and start asking you questions. They told me they did not review the questions.
I did.
Yes, we did. We both did.
The ones that are sitting right there?
Yes.
All right, cool. So I'll start with you, Murphy. Did you actually take the time to source like exactly where your business comes from?
Not totally, because I can actually tell you the majority of my business comes from my sphere of influence, referrals, past clients. A lot of it comes from social media, and honestly, a lot of it comes from agent referrals as well.
Okay, and when you say agent referrals, like how do you get those agent referrals?
You know, just creating relationships with them. With COVID and everything, we haven't had all of our conventions or the business planning events and stuff like that in person, but creating the relationships even via Facebook, via social media. I just had one in Upland that I referred a client, and it was from a Facebook real estate group.
So I know for a fact that you actually have represented one of the owners of Coldwell Banker West, right?
Correct.
Doing some business with them. You have represented one of the owners of Coldwell Banker Long Beach. They've gotten referrals directly from there. And the cool part about what she does is...
And Coldwell Banker Skyridge.
And Coldwell Banker Skyridge. One of the cool parts about what she does is like I will get a call from one of the owners. She puts those owners and those other agents on her mailing list. So she mails them, lotto tickets and mails them all of the stuff that we would do for our clients to other agents that have influence on referrals going out. You guys know what I'm talking about? So that's pretty slick, like building those relationships with kind of the uppers that are sending referrals in and out. So I love that. That was great.
Yeah, and then the agents will tell the other agents. So the
So
agents are on my database.
Isn't that interesting? So most of people just have clients, but she has agents on there. So that's pretty good. How about you?
That's me.
Yeah, how about you?
Mine's referral. All of last 12 months was referral and sphere of influence, which is I kind of put in the same category as like my Instagram and Facebook.
Have you guys, is anyone here not friends with Kayla on social media? These two right here, their social media is best in the company. I mean, there's probably no doubt just the stuff that they're doing, and it's entertaining and it's fun and it's sometimes gets a little political, but carefully political, so that's pretty cool. You don't. Yours is more just.
Yeah, I just do
I'm in my
funny.
40s. You're 29.
A little different.
Yeah.
Little different. So yours is all coming from your past clients. I'm going to jump way ahead because I know this is what people are interested in. So I know, like when we talk about social media and we talk about stories and we talk about what you post and all that stuff, your goal is to get a reaction, right? Your goal is for someone to reach out to you. So how do you go about trying to get them to reach out to you via your social media? Like, what's your strategy?
If it's like directly related to real estate or just anything, just be myself, be funny, because people always respond to that, or like I'll throw in like something funny like from my TikTok or something like that, and then they'll start asking me questions about real estate, because then I'll do a real estate post or I'll do like the new build post, and a lot of people hit me up on that one.
Do you mind sharing a little bit about the new build post?
Basically I just say don't go without me because they won't let me represent you. Instead of saying like I won't get paid, I say they won't let me represent you. So they're like, okay, well I'll wait for you. Of course they've always gone to one without me, but I'm like, well we won't go to that one because you don't want to go to that one anyways.
That house sucks.
Yeah, you don't want that one.
Right.
And mostly just be yourself on social media and people flock to it.
Right. Well, and part of what we talk about too with social media is like, if you're authentic and if you're really you, you're going to attract people that like you. Whereas if you're fake, you're going to attract people that maybe aren't exactly what you wanted. Either people like you or they don't, right? So, so that's good stuff. How about you with your engagement?
I was just thinking about that. Mine's just a real mixture. It's a real mixture between real estate, personal, kids, family. I'll do interior design posts. I'll do polls. Polls are really engaging with people. It's just, I don't really totally have a strategy other than I do have somebody that's working for me now. So, there's Testimonial Tuesday, there's Organized Thursday, and they're all kind of just different. And it's, some of that stuff doesn't get as much engagement, but it's just constantly being in front of people, letting them know that you're in real estate, letting them know that it's home related or, whatever it is.
Can you think of any direct comments back to you that literally somebody said, I want to see this house? Or do you guys have any can you share some things you can think of that have worked that have just been boom, here's a deal?
Yesterday I just posted one that I have a coming soon, and I had 4 people. How much is that selling for? $1 million? They're joking because they know
right.
that it sells for a crazy amount over. Mm-hmm. And then I'll be like, oh no, it's selling for this, or I'll give them the details on it. So,
and then boom, they're interested.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, that's somebody I didn't know that was looking at buying, and then that's how I kind of snag them.
Yeah, so don't give them too much information on your posts. Make them reach out to you as far as, don't even give them the address. Just make them reach out to you, or do a guess how much this house is selling for.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Type of thing.
Mm-hmm. That's a really good one. That's
and then they'll, send you messages and ask about it.
Right.
Or people get mad if you don't put they're like, where's the price at?
But at least they reach out to you.
Yeah, they do.
That's right. That's right. Well, I think we all want to know what price are everybody wants to know because it's just so insane. Oh my God, this jumped how much? 150, whatever?
Yeah.
So you were talking a little bit earlier when we were talking in the hallway about your struggles with getting offers through right now.
Yeah.
Anybody feel that? You guys know what I'm talking about? All right, so you want to share a little bit about what experiences you've had in the last few weeks with that?
Writing about 5 offers a weekend, I wouldn't say wasting, but spending a lot of time showing houses on the weekend. Writing an offer 25, 30 over, shortened contingencies, and I'm not even getting a counter.
Mm-hmm. Who's running into that?
I just heard of somebody offering to pay the seller's Netflix for a year.
Oh. $80.
Right. I'll take it.
Yeah, exactly. I gotta have it.
Yeah.
And I know you're working with a lot more buyers right now than listings, right?
Yeah.
So, the ones you are getting through, what are you doing to get them through?
New builds. Honestly.
New builds are the best, right? Did you have a question, Michelle?
No, I wanted to comment. So my tip that I learned from somebody else, only because they did this on an offer for me, and then I was like, that's why my sellers picked it. But kick back $1,000 out of your own commission and paid the home warranty. So I did that on my offer. I'm waiting to see it.
Right. I've done the home warranty, but these commissions are 1.5 now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's not, we're working even harder now.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I just had one at 1.
You had one
At 1%.
Oh, really? Yeah. And what are you
I
gonna do?
had somebody sign off on 3% and then stiff me at 1.7, and then I just didn't want to fight with him, so I was like, screw you.
Oh, you give that to me. I'm not kidding.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dang.
I'll take care of
I
that.
even signed off.
Yeah.
I only got mad because they actually signed off on 3% because they were keep coming back, so I kept taking people.
It's not closed yet, right?
DR Horton. It already closed.
It's the new build, huh?
New build?
Yeah, I had a lot going on, and I just.
All right. That's all right. Brenda.
Just so everybody knows, we're still getting 6% on our listings.
Good.
So they are out there. I actually am putting together something that kind of says to the agents, if you are offering 1.5 or that's your normal, then can I drop your commission when you buy one of our houses to 1.5? I mean, that's what you advertise. So
Oh, look at the bitterness. I love it.
I know.
Isn't it great? I know. I get it. Well, so the bottom line, though, is, it's just competitive out there right now. And this will not last forever. This will not last forever. This is an anomaly right now. I've never seen anything like it. Margaret, you've been in the business for what? Oh, she's been in business for a long time. I've never seen price escalations like this in my life, even back to 2007, whatever. It's just crazy. So it's tough to get things through,
Right.
But what about the listing side of things? And I know we talked about this a little bit already, Jennifer, but do you mind sharing, if Kayla were gonna write on your property, what would differentiate her from all the rest of the people? What are you looking for when you get offers on your listings?
Well, I know it's hard right now with a lot of out of area agents and stuff like that. But number one, if you could build rapport with the listing agent, just pick up the phone, whether it's a phone call, text, whatever, get yourself out there in front of that agent. Try to build rapport. I know that's not always going to happen, but number one, try to do that. Be professional. Be kind, be courteous, kill them with kindness. You don't need to kiss their butt or anything like that, but just try to build rapport. And then when you do write an offer and you do send over an offer, make sure it's a clean offer. Make sure you have all of your boxes checked. Don't, dot all your I's, cross all your T's. Don't half do your offer. Don't write an offer trying to get a counter offer. Write your best offer. Have that conversation with the listing agent first, and write a cover letter. Have all the terms of your offer listed out. I have a template for that if anybody wants it, and I know there's other people in the company that do, but spell out your offer, and even in your email with bullet points, here's the offer price, the terms, ask them what the seller needs. Does the seller need any special concessions, rent backs, whatever it is? And then if you can, send it all in one PDF. Don't send 18 attachments. That's difficult for a listing agent to go through and click and print off all of those. I know that's not always possible, but come into the office, scan it. It's super simple. But, and I know it's a fair housing thing, but I'm still writing letters for my clients. That doesn't always work because it's a business decision at the end of the day. You try not to get your seller to make an emotional decision, but have your pre-approval, have your DU approval, have your proof of funds. Don't make the listing agent track that down. CC the lender when you send in your offer to the client. Have your lender reach out to the listing agent. Everything just to give yourself a leg up.
So you guys get that, right? Read everything, make the offer as complete as possible, get your lender to call, do everything you possibly can.
Yeah.
We've been talking about that, even like with Point Mortgage, like what they're doing now is they're able to close a lot of things in like 17 days, and then they'll allow 10 days, for vacancy, or something like that, so that the deal's closed, just making it as comfortable as they possibly can for anyone. But and a lot of people are still sending in offers and not reading the comments that the agents put down on the bottom, and obviously they're going to get ruled out right away because the agent said, I need to see this, this, and this, and it's not there.
Follow the directions, and for gosh sakes, do not have your client DocuSign and then just forward me the DocuSign. Ugh. Yes, I have seen that. Show that you are the professional agent, that you're going to be a delight to work with, and that you know what you're doing, because there's a lot out there that don't.
And then on the other side, like the question I just asked Kayla, what about working with buyers? How are you getting your stuff through? Just the same stuff?
Agent relationships, whether it's in CB Buzz, just have an escrow going with Brian Keene, and that was surely based on relationship. And I have agents that I've worked with for 20 years calling me all the time saying, hey, what do you have coming up? What can we do? Because at the end of the day, the deal's going to close. It's going to get done. It's not going to be some client from Buena Park, that doesn't know what they're doing, because right now it's super high stress. So the sellers, if you're 30 days in and you got to say, hey, they removed appraisal contingency, but now they want us to renegotiate. Work with an agent that is going to get the deal done. That's another thing, is using local lenders. It's a big thing. We had to switch a buyer to Kim England that came over from Navy Fed. Nothing wrong with Navy Fed, but the listing agent wanted a local lender, and that's how we got our deal accepted.
Good. And that went through?
Yeah.
Good. Yes?
I have a question. Oh.
Can we grab those mics just so that people back home can hear them too? Okay, go for it. I'm sorry, but go ahead, Michelle.
Oh, okay. So how are you guys handling, so I showed a house this last Saturday, and the owner of the house literally said, I want this house, I want to be able to stay in my house free until July. So basically, he's telling you right up front, I don't even know if this is on, but telling you right up front that they want free rent, basically until July, and that's what it's going to take, to get the house. So how are you writing that? What do you even suggest to your clients when you're already I'm giving them $1,000, I'm paying their home warranty, we removed all contingencies. Like, how do you handle that free rent thing too on top of it?
I think it's super important to have the buyer consultation before, even jumping into this market. It's more important than ever, because if you have not educated the buyer on what this market is doing, what the reality is, then you shouldn't be buying in this market. Right. Because this is what I say on my listing appointments too, the seller has the upper hand. The seller is in control and they are calling all the shots. Even if it's give me your firstborn child. I want a year's free rent. I mean,
So do you write that in the offer, like free rent until July? I mean, how? What
There should be an addendum,
yeah, you have your seller in possession.
because you don't want the lender to get all
addendum.
weird.
Okay.
A lease back or
Yeah.
whatever temporarily. Angela.
You know,
there's
I mean, think about it this way, though. Typically, when you buy a house, you don't make your mortgage, you don't make your first mortgage payment till the following month.
Right.
So, you know, I mean, yeah, you're paying for it, but if you give them 30 days free, you're not making that mortgage payment. You have interest and stuff, but just one way to think
Well,
about
Angela?
I want to know
Grab the mic.
Margaret's
I'm sorry.
take on it because she's the broker. Because technically, after 30 days, that's tenancy. You have to sign that
You do a lease after.
tenancy.
And you do have
So
to be careful for the lender,
yeah.
because you need a VA and conventional, like how many days will they allow?
Ask your lender.
Yeah.
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 But as a broker, is that something that you would encourage, or are you okay with that? Just because it,
Pardon?
as
you
a
okay with
broker,
that?
you're going to be okay with that?
Okay with.
Them
the-
renting it back for a couple months.
Well, I don't know, but it depends on the lender.
Yeah.
If the
Some is
lender-
acceptable.
I want everything told to the lender,
Yeah.
like, I don't want it on an addendum. I want it on the purchase agreement.
Yeah.
I want the lender to see it.
Yeah.
Like, this is what we're doing. If this is not okay, tell me now.
Well, I guess my worry about that is once it's become a tenancy and with the COVID thing,
They
you
can
know, and
stay.
if they refuse to leave, then what? Will
I
that?
know, but like.
Go over to
Jen-
property management right now. You'll see that
But
everywhere.
like Jennifer said, you need to tell your buyers, I want you to know, this is
Yeah.
what you're in for. If you want the house, this is what you need to deal
Right.
with. Yesterday, Sarah made an offer for herself on a house. I think it was like 50,000 over. Someone got it they accepted somebody else's that was 10,000 less than hers because the people released $20,000 immediately. Without contingency removals, released 20,000. I do not encourage you to do that. I would say 5 days, I'd shorten it up to 5 days, let me do my inspections. The appraisal is not gonna be a contingency because my buyer has enough money to pay the difference. But, releasing 20,000 without inspections or looking at the pre.
That's
or-
actually becoming more common.
Oh my goodness, but, oh my goodness. The
Yeah.
liability.
And
is-
no
That's why I'm not getting
inspections.
accepted.
For sure. What's that?
That's why I'm not getting accepted.
And that's why, you know, the other thing is you have to be honest with your buyer. I wouldn't put my buyer in that position at all. So it's not worth it. Walk away.
Yep. So anyways, fun market, huh?
Yeah, it's a crazy market,
But I can
guys.
tell you guys right now, you will not forget this market. This market is, it's going to be like something we've never seen before. And it'll probably never be back. It's going to
Lots of lessons learned.
That's correct.
Lots of
That's correct.
experience being created.
That's correct. Brenda, did you have a question?
No, I was just going to piggyback on Jen's comment about having local lenders, have local escrow. I mean, our girls are the best by far, and Anthony.
At LaRue.
And Anthony, but they're the best by far.
Thank you.
They know the homeowners association, and that's the biggest deal. We're getting these Orange County agents that they want their escrow, and they don't know how to do our
Sun City
property
Civic,
owners,
Canyon Lake property
homeowners,
owners. Yep.
all of that.
Four
So
Seasons.
the biggest fight, if you can get that, you know,
Agreed.
trade them. We'll go, not to discount Becca, but trade them. They can have the title if we have our escrow.
There you go. Yeah, well, I have another big question for you guys. So what do you guys think of Dustin's Christmas socks in May? It's so distracting. I don't know what it is. But anyway, sorry.
I was gonna say something.
You noticed that too? Oh, no, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry, back to business. I'm sorry. They're just, go ahead.
When you were saying prep your buyer, so if I get a new buyer, I'm like immediately telling them this is how the market is, and I almost like scare them, but I'm like, I'm just prepping you because it is that bad.
Right. True story.
You know?
Well,
True story.
and by us posting stuff on our
Yeah.
social medias, 25 offers, 50,000 over, you know, that's letting everybody know. They're all watching it. That's letting
Right.
people know what the market's
Yeah.
doing too.
Very true. Very true. So
I don't really think that's a flex though. If you're like, I got 50, like everyone's getting 50,000 over.
everybody know what
Nobody
a,
cares.
Everybody know what a flex is?
Okay, 135,000 over.
Yeah, right. So, I mean, I still can't get over the one that we just had in San Jacinto. You know, the one that Gabby had. Listed it for 365, thought that was high. Sold for 441 cash, 10 days. I mean, it's just 32 offers in 2 days. I mean, it's just life now, I guess. I feel sorry for everybody. And you know what? You agents out there's a lot of agents that are 2 years or less. And Margaret, you've seen it. They're literally crying when they're coming because they are so beat up and they can't get any. So they just can't get anything for their buyers. They love their buyers. They're first-time buyers. They're whatever, and it's sad and hard and difficult. But you know, it won't be like this forever. So, but I'm going to switch gears completely now because I know there's a lot of people out there. This is kind of a unique question, but have you ever your age, right? So you kind of started like at 25ish, right? And have you found your age to be an issue, and how have you overcome that?
In the beginning, yeah, when I didn't have a lot of experience, I actually had a lady tell me she didn't want to use me. I don't know if I've mentioned this
No.
before, but I met her at my waterfront listing when I was like, I think I was like 26 at the time, and she basically was like, "You're a little young. I'd rather use somebody who's like in their 40s." And I was like, "Okay, like, does that mean that I don't have experience? Like, they could have just got their license at whatever, you know." But I haven't really had anything.
So you didn't get that buyer?
No. I don't want to work with her anyways.
Right? Yeah. Who wants to sell a waterfront?
I sold it anyways, but
Okay, good.
I mean, not really. I think it's because I have a lot of referrals, so people are just comfortable with
Right.
me, or they get to know me from social media, so they're like, age doesn't really affect me as much
Right.
anymore.
Well, you now have proven your worth and proven
Right.
I've sold, and I mean you've.
But
you
it
know,
did affect me, like,
beginning.
mindset-wise in the beginning. Yeah.
But I think just watching you, so when I first started, I was like 23.
Me too.
And age did affect me. But I think you kind of catered to the younger generation.
Yeah.
Even going with like TikTok and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I was 22 when I got
So
my license.
you built your database through that younger clientele. And then now they're going to turn, those buyers are going to turn into sellers, and then that's
Right.
how.
Yep. And then as some
how
of
it
them become
works.
successful, your average sales price goes from 300 to 500 to a
Yeah.
million to, you know, so which is kind of cool. That's the cool part about getting in young, right? So
Trying to get those Gen Z so I can get those $1 million listings and
the
sales,
Gen
you
Zs.
know?
Right, right.
All that TikTok money.
Right. So Murphy, we've talked about this before. Do you want to talk about like balance and how? Because I mean, you've lost a bunch of weight. You said it wasn't from diet; it was from stress. You have had some rough times. You've probably cried here and there, right? I mean, how have you dealt with the balance of COVID and the kids not being in school? And
So I did read your questions because I did think about this actively, but I don't know. I get, I know you don't want to hear this answer, but I get asked a lot, how do you do what you do? And I don't know. It's just me. It's just what I've done. It's, you know, I've been doing this for 21 years. My kids have been born into being real estate kids, so they know all about being quiet in the car when, you know, mom's talking. Yeah, you know, I mean, this last year was really stressful with my kids. So I have a 16-year-old and a 12-year-old being out of school. Homeschooling, working at home with them. We got a dog, so we got 2 dogs, and I have luxury vinyl plank flooring because we went through a house remodel, and all I hear is, you know,
clickety click click.
clickety clickety clack, and I don't know, it was a lot of stress, but you know, lots of family meetings of, hey, you know, mom still has to work, you know, we all got to get on the same page. You know, my kids went through a lot of stress this year. My son, high schooler, you know, it was really, really tough being isolated in his bedroom. And so we had to kind of regroup. We do a lot of family dinners now at the table, sit down and talk, which we kind of got away from because I was always working. And I consciously, it's a lot of working weekends. Even every Saturday and Sunday right now, which wasn't typical for me. I was fortunate enough that I didn't do that, but now I consciously have to take time to take days off. Or, you know, I actually had, I have a listing in La Cresta that's 1.2 million, and I had 2 agents that wanted to show it on Mother's Day. And I had plans. I had reservations at the winery with my family, and I just said, I'm sorry, I have plans. I can't cancel it, but you know, I can do it at 9 a.m. or I can do it the next day. And if you want me to show your clients, I'll be more than happy to. But I wasn't afraid to lose that business. You know, you have to set boundaries, honestly. And it's really crazy right now because it's like, you got to get out there. We're doing showings between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. on Saturday and Sunday and get your offer in by Monday and blah, blah, blah. It's insane. You know, but you've got to set boundaries. I did take on a buyer's agent, which has helped me tremendously because it's freed my time up. I was dropping leads. I wasn't able to, you know, I'm able to create the business, but I'm not able to keep up with the business that I was generating. So now I've started passing out leads, taking referrals. So.
It's better than nothing. It's follow-up. Yeah. Well, I remember one of the first, one of the biggest masterminds I remember that you spoke in, and we asked, like, what was your biggest problem? And you always said follow-up.
Yeah.
Just things slipping through the cracks, and this deal disappearing, and this deal disappearing. So the buyer's agent has helped you pick that up.
Tremendously.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
And then so Kayla, real quick, I want to go back to that social media thing because when I asked you last year, you said almost 100% of your business had come from social media, like 100%, right?
Right.
So if you were, you know, let's say that somebody does not have a good social media platform at all, right? They're just starting to ramp it up. They're just starting to get going. Like, what? And I know you said be authentic, but like, what kind of stuff would you say? Like, let's just say that Alex back there wanted to really ramp up her social media and try to develop business out of it. What exact like advice would you give her, social media wise? Because your stuff's great. If you guys have watched it, it's hilarious. I mean, she gets Logan doing all kinds of shit. I mean, I love it. You know. But,
Wait till you have kids.
I know, that's what everybody's like, you need to start having kids, and I'm like,
I know, right? No, take your time.
No, I meant by you can get your kids. You can use your
them.
kids.
Yes, you can. You can, and you will.
I know. I'm trying to think, because for me, I didn't even think of it as real estate. I was just like on there being myself, and then I would do like my personal post, and then I would do like my real estate post, and it would just kind of like go hand in hand. For her, just post every day, pretty much. Consistency. I mean, I kind of fell off on that because of like the wedding and stuff, but then, you know, people are just, you know, when you post, like, oh, there you are, like, just curious of what you're doing.
The biggest problem that people have, it seems to be, is like, let's just use John Hill. He doesn't know, not picking on you, I'm just as an example. He doesn't know what he's drinking, right? Big deck Johnny.
That was good.
Yeah, so the question is, you know, what, like, he doesn't know what to post, right? Would you agree, like, because you want to post every day, but, you know, is it going to be a selfie every day? Is it going to be this? It's going to be that? Like, how do you keep the creative juices going and all that stuff? And do you think, you know, like, or are you even thinking about it, or are you just having fun with it? And
I'm
you
just
too.
having fun with it, honestly.
Well, I'm trying to do more videos, which I'm not super comfortable in front of the camera, but I'm trying to get better at that. But I want to make videos, but I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Driving in my car, what do people want to hear?
Whatever you're doing,
And that's where
whatever
people
you're doing.
say they want to hear anything.
Right.
One of the
Look
things
at
I
our
noticed
stupid
too.
videos our kids watch on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I have seen you hijack, and I love that too. And like, I don't know if you've hijacked it from somebody else that you saw or whatever, but like I've seen a post from somebody, and then all of a sudden I'll see it on your timeline only a couple times. But I love that idea. I think if you see something funny, snag it from somebody, and don't be afraid to do it. Do you agree?
I agree. I actually just had this conversation with another agent who used to work here, and she just reached out to me, and I told her, don't reinvent the wheel. Rip off and duplicate. Tom Ferry says it. Chuck says it all the time. She's in Idaho. She probably doesn't have the same sphere as me.
Right.
If it worked for me, just rip it off. I mean, it was free, probably.
A couple of the top agents at like Premier out in Vegas, they were telling me that they go to Gen Blue to find the superstars. So they'll find the super studs, you know, in Coldwell Banker, and then they friend them, and then they just, like they're in Florida, they're in Georgia, they're in New York, they're in Massachusetts, and they just steal all their stuff.
100%.
And that way they don't, and they go, we don't have the same farm in Albany, New York as we do here. So they just rip everything, you know what I mean? And so I think that's pretty cool. But, you know, I don't know, it's hard for people to continually come up with content. And you also, people are so afraid of looking lame, right? I mean, isn't that really what it comes down to? Yes?
I get most of our,
Content.
Thank you. We get most of our content from whatever holiday it is, St. Patrick's Day, I'll go Google real estate St. Patrick's Day.
Right.
And they'll come up with so many things you can choose from.
Right, right. Well, we've talked about the calendar. Have you guys ever used the calendar when it says, like, you know, National Hot Dog Day, you know, National High Five Day, you know? I mean, so that's good stuff too.
There's tons of stuff out there using the calendar. I mean, I belong to a Facebook group that I pay for, but it's called The Lighter Side of Real Estate, and it's kind of more humorous stuff. I mean, but there's tons of resources out there. Tons. And it's all free. I mean, I pay for a couple things, but the majority of it is free.
And I'm going to switch gears to Kayla. One of the coolest things you've ever said in any of the masterminds was that you hired a service that delivers things to your clients.
Yeah.
Would you mind sharing how that works? So check this out, guys.
I think it's called Client Giant, and it's actually Logan's brother's friend who started it. So he reached out to me, and instead of me doing the pop buys, they go do it for me, and it looks like it came from me.
You mind sharing what some of the content, what the stuff is?
What was the last one? I think it just went out last week, and it was like a little basil plant for like spring or something, and it says something like it was like some play on words like you're basically perfect or something like that. And then people will post that and say, "Oh my God, thank you!" And I'm like, "What is this from?" I'm like, "Oh, it's my thing that went out every quarter, you know."
How many do you do typically?
I think I have 50 people in there, like top 50.
So
Get
you
it?
guys understand what she's saying? So there's a service that she hires, and that service delivers things to all of her clients' doors, so she doesn't have to.
And how often?
And it just goes out.
Like quarterly?
But I mean, hey, and quarterly is better than nothing, you know, because no matter what, at least she's reaching out to top 50. Do you do anything like that?
Yes. So I actually have an assistant on payroll that does a lot of that stuff, and that's why you see so much consistent social media marketing, because that's her job daily to post on all of that stuff. But yeah, she'll do the pop buys and stuff like that. Also, you know, I mean, there's kids out there that'll do it for $10 an hour. I mean, drive around and, you know, or hang some stuff on some doors. I don't know what the rules are right now with COVID and, you know, all of that kind of stuff. But and there's people out there that'll do it fairly inexpensively.
Okay, so I'm just thinking about Kayla right now. So here's the cool part, right? So we know she said make sure you post every day, right? And who in here is guilty of not posting every day? I mean, just remember statistically, you're supposed to make one post to your timeline a week and 1 to 3 stories minimum a day. And I know that sounds like a lot of work, but guess what? That's your freaking job now. Like, that's what you have to do. That's the name of the business, right? So like, for example, Kayla, so you know she's posting away constantly, right? All the time. You know, her stories are going all the time. She has a company that's hired that's delivering to people's front doors. She's entertaining in all of the stuff that she's doing. What else?
I still do all my own Christmas cards, which takes me a while. But other than that, oh, like if one of my clients, like they just had a baby, so I had like a baby book made with the baby's name, and I sent it to them, and they gave me like 5 referrals because of that. Because it was just something I was like, oh, that's cute, you know. I don't know. I just engage with people on social media.
Right.
Like you do too. You're really good at that. Really, really good.
But that's the thing, is there's so many automated systems now that we don't even have to physically go out and do the pop buys. You know, I just got the referral that I sent to Upland. You know, she sent me a thank you card, and it came from Send Out Cards, and it was 2 brownies, and she didn't even fill out the card. She had gone and paid the money, and you know, it was automatically done. You know, and there's Gabby from our Menifee office. She has something, I don't know, maybe she can type it in the chat or tell somebody, but you can go on there and you can order a baby gift for your client or cookies or whatever it is, and it just automatically goes to them. You know, even though it costs a little bit of money.
It's called mailbox.
There you go,
Mailbox.
mailbox power.
Okay.
Pound?
Power, no.
Mailbox power. Yeah, so I mean, but there's so many automated things, even though it costs you a little bit of money, that money makes up for your time. So.
For sure, for sure. We're going to open it up to questions here in a minute if anybody has any. Like if you guys are having any struggles, any problems, I mean, these guys are making it happen. It's going to be fun to see what happens with you in the future. She's established and solid, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's going to be fun to watch you build your business over time. It's going to be really fun, especially when the kids come and stuff. It's going to be great.
By the way,
Stress.
Jacob says he hijacked your post, Jennifer Murphy. It worked great.
It
Awesome.
works great. Which one was it? Ask him which one it was. Does anybody have any questions, though?
Good.
Anybody have any questions for these guys right now? With the Valentine's Day one?
Yeah,
Which one was it?
Hers. The one that said, if you don't have any plans on Valentine's Day, I could take you to show you houses. So I just kind of edited it, but you have to be pre-qualified.
Well, I think it was Valentine's, and maybe around Valentine's Day I said something about spouse is easier to replace than a house or something like that. And I literally got DMs saying, was this about me? Because right now, and so then I got a little concerned, but you know, because right now the spouses aren't agreeing on houses, and it's like, okay, you don't get to choose. We can't just go see 6 and choose which one we want, you know.
Right.
So.
All right. True story. True story. Anybody have any questions? This is the time. Everybody good? Everybody good? Okay. So next question I would have for you guys then is what. Because Jennifer, you've been in funks, right?
Yes.
How do you keep the stability to stay out of those funks? Like for the agents that are in funks and like, oh my God, maybe this isn't the business for me or whatever. Are you in a funk?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna hit you next. What's your advice?
Have a funk. Take a moment, take a day, whatever it is. Have a pity party for yourself. Then get up the next day or in an hour or 2 hours or whatever and pull your pants up and get right back to it. It happens to all of us. Reach out to your other agents. Have that conversation, you know, have them talk you off the ledge, have them talk you off the cliff, and feed your mind with the good stuff. Don't get wrapped up in the negativity. listen to Tom Ferry podcast, listen to Brian Buffini podcast, listen to the Chuck Whitehead show, whatever it is. Go to Motivational Monday. I kind of got out of through COVID, we were every day on Zoom listening to motivational things by all of the amazing speakers that Chuck and Margaret provided for us. But I kind of got out of that, as we kind of came through it and we got back to work. But I told Chuck recently, I started going back to Motivational Monday and Fired Up Friday, because you got to keep your head in the game. You've got to keep yourself motivated. And it's hard right now because, you're a rock star agent and you're in a funk and having a moment. But you just, you got to keep your head in it. You just got to keep going, keep swimming, whatever Dory said in Nemo, And I literally had this conversation with another agent that we've been trying to recruit for years, that's been in it 20 years as long as I have. It's rough out there. It's rough out there for the newbies, and it's rough out there for the experienced agents. Reach out to, me, Chuck, Kayla, Margaret, have those conversations, even if it's just 5 minutes. But keep your head in the game and just keep going. Like Chuck said, it's not going to be like this forever. I don't know where we're going with this. I don't know when this is going to end. But, just keep going. And like I said, the biggest lesson is feed your mind with the good stuff. I am in coaching with Sonia. Sometimes, and I do it every 2 weeks, sometimes it's a therapy session. Sometimes I'm crying. I got a lot going on trying to juggle the kids and this crazy market. So, and I always say, whether you read books or you listen to audio books or podcasts, feed your mind with the good, positive stuff. Because there's a lot of negativity out there right now, just in the world in general. Perfect. Funk.
She's in one right now, so this is a bad time to ask.
No. I'm a very positive person, so I like to surround myself with people who are going to do better for themselves or make you feel better or, just bring you up. And having meetings with sellers sometimes, and they're just greedy, just rubs me the wrong way, and it puts me in a funk where they'll try to I'm like, hey, this is my commission. They're like, oh, well, so-and-so will do it for, 2.5% or 3%. And I'm like, well, then you're going to get 3% work. Like, what do you want me to not do for you? Because I can... I pay for pictures, I pay for video, I market it, but if you want me to do it for 4, which one of these things do you not want me to do? And then, because I just get so frustrated with that. And then being in the funk, I had 19 escrows in September of last year, and I was just like, what am I supposed to do? Like, I had people pulling me in all different directions, and even Margaret, I had her on the phone on a Saturday with a seller, and I was just like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, she is so greedy, and it was really bad to where I was like, you know what, in 2021, I'm going to take my break, I'm going to get married, I'm going to, just work on myself. And I did. I still have escrows and stuff, but not as many as I did last year. But getting married, now I'm coming back, I'm going on my honeymoon on Monday, so I'm like, of course I don't want to be busy, and I get slammed this week, which is fine, I have everything set up, but you just have to pull yourself out and be like, look, is this what you really want to do? Then do it, go full force. Just make sure you tell yourself, I can do this. Like, don't let other people bring you down. I meditate because it helps me get through the funks.
You just feel the stress right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, it's in my shoulders all the time. I go to the gym still a lot to get all the stress out. Really, a lot of it is not getting my offers accepted really puts a toll on that little ego that I have. Like, I was doing so good last year, and then now I'm not making as much as I was because I can't get anything in escrow.
But surround yourself with positive people, she said. Always be positives. Take a step back once in a while, all that stuff. Because, Margaret, there are so many people in this company and in the real estate business that are beat up. Like, they have been in, with Apollo Creed and Rocky at the same time. But it is important to reach out, and there are so many cool people in this company. You could call Jennifer. She will talk to you. You know what I mean? You've gone to lunch with people. Just pick up the phone and call, because you're going to get beat up. But does anybody else have anything? Any other final questions? I'll tell you what. So we're going to end with some final pieces of advice. What advice, if you are, let me see, who's newer in here? Dustin just had a baby. Now he's got responsibilities, he's got problems, he's not sleeping, he's up at 5 o'clock.
But I just closed $1 million house in Dublin.
And he just doubled a $1 million house.
That's awesome!
It took me 20 years to sell $1 million house.
She
so
did.
Congratulations.
But she wrote it down and said, I'm going to do one this year, and did it that year. She did it in her goals.
Wait, no. Adam made her say it on camera. That's what really made the difference.
That's what really put it out there in
Nice.
the universe.
You manifest it.
That's right. That's
Well,
right.
and that's the other thing with, being in a funk, I truly believe what you put out in the universe is what you're going to get back. So that's why I'm always posting inspirational quotes. It makes me feel better, and someone else might need it, but that's what
When
I'm
you do
putting
post
out.
those quotes, I do get a lot of people saying, thank you, I need this right now.
Yeah.
Or stealing, I get that one a lot. I'm keeping this one, whatever. So that's very true, very true. So, so final comments, if you're a newer agent getting in the business and you were starting over, so you're back where you were 3 years ago,
Okay.
what's the final pieces of advice you would give? And then I'm gonna ask you the same question, Jennifer, but go ahead.
Learn from somebody that knows what they're doing. First off, like get a mentor. Don't think that it's never gonna happen, because I was like that too. Like, oh, I'm finally going on my own. Like, what if I don't sell anything? And I switched my mindset to I will sell something, and I think I did within like that first 2 months, and then it just never stopped from there. You have to believe in yourself, and don't be afraid to ask people.
For business?
Yeah, for business and for help too. I still ask for help.
From your clients and people like that?
Oh yeah, clients.
Give me an example.
Who did I see last week? I always make it a joke, like, you're not gonna sell without me, right? Or something like that. Or, hey, I saw your mom's moving, like, do you have anybody? Like, I'm more than happy to help you,
Ask.
Of course. Yeah, ask. Always ask.
I like that one. That's a good one.
Well, Kayla had a client that I was like, how did you get that sale? Because it was actually somebody that I know that was a pool guy. And I was like, well, that was weird. I thought he would have called me. But Kayla ended up knowing his ex-wife and referred through the gym. So
Worked it.
just because they know you doesn't mean that they're going to use you, so constantly being out there reminding them that you're in real estate.
For sure, for sure. Brenda?
The helping out your sphere of influence, like one of them I just did was, he said, somebody mentioned at Sports Stop, somebody mentioned that they were going through a divorce, and I said, you know what, I'm not soliciting your business, but if you need help with the attorney and comps, because she wanted to buy him out, I said, I'll gladly do that for free. So even if you're not going to be the agent, say, you know what, I don't need anything out of this. If I can just help you, then you can move on.
I like that one.
I agree.
love that.
Well,
And
divorces
that's
are great.
even when they're running their small businesses. If they're making tumblers or they're doing, the Cricut stuff, buying
I always
from,
buy stuff.
Yeah, always buying stuff from your client sphere database.
That's a good point. Good point. And what's your last piece of advice for everybody, though?
I don't know. I
mean,
agree with Kayla. Get a mentor. Learn from someone. Even if you have to shadow an agent or, team up with somebody till you get some experience.
Yeah, I'd say most of us did that. Started
Yeah.
out as somebody's assistant. I know I did. So and that definitely works. So, so anyways, there's
a question.
Yes, Michelle.
I have a question for Jennifer. So how did you get that $1 million listing? What did you do to take it a notch up?
So that, my $1 million listing that I actually sold and closed
Bless you.
came from a member of the PTA at my children's elementary school.
Oh, wow.
And she reached out to me. So that's where I say use your kids, because I was constantly involved in, all of that kind of stuff. And then I sent out a just sold card off of that and got the listing that I have right now for 1.2.
That's awesome.
Nice.
So it's the just listed, just solds really
So
are.
yeah, I know that's old school, but the just listed, just solds really, they do work. I have gotten listings off of them.
How about your most recent marketing piece? How's that gone?
So my most recent marketing piece was, I think, one of the best ones I've done
For sure.
in my entire career.
badass.
And I'm happy to share that. Anybody who wants to reach out to me. But I sent that out, and within the first weekend that it went out, I got a call for a listing interview on that Saturday. And they said, I said, well, when do you want to meet? And they said, today. And I said, okay. Then I went out there. And it was a phenomenal house. I mean, I would be so lucky to get the listing. It was probably the most I've been beat up on commission in my entire 20 years. I'm talking like knockdown, drag out with the seller husband to where the wife was embarrassed. And I would have taken that listing at a reduced commission right this second. They're on Zillow as a for sale by owner. So, I'm still working it, still talking to the wife. She's my biggest cheerleader. But the fact that I got a call immediately, she said to me, I called you because you looked like you were experienced. You looked like you knew what you were doing. So.
Nice. It's an amazing marketing piece. If you want to hit her up and look at it,
it worked.
Phenomenal. And obviously, you guys know the just listed cards that we're doing for everybody in the company are working out fantastic. I mean, I think we've got 4 or 5 listings so far since it's been going for about 6 weeks, but just listed cards work. Margaret has always said that's the key. So anyway, so anything else you guys want to add before we're out of here? Anything else?
I want to say, even, you guys know nothing is ever what it appears on social media and in the mainstream media and any of that these days. So just be consistent with your posting, and even if you don't have a listing to post, borrow one from another agent. Even when I'm slow and I don't have a listing to be posting on social media, borrow Kayla's, with her permission. I'm sure she's going to say, no problem, absolutely. It's just going to get, more advertisement, more eyes on it. So, but the public doesn't know that it's not your listing.
Right.
But you appear busy.
And that's the key, right? That's the key. So anyway, thank you guys very much. And we're going to be posting this. Thank you. We're going to be posting this on, obviously this is on Facebook and it's in all the closed groups and all that sort of stuff. So if you guys want to share it, great. But if you want to go back and watch it, great. But thank you guys. And I think we have one comment from Adam over there.
Yes, I just want to thank everyone for answering the questions that we've been posting into the Facebook live stream. Thank you everyone for your participation. And of course, if you found any of this information helpful and you want to help out other people, it helps us so much if you just click that share button and share it onto the timeline. It helps our algorithm and helps keep us motivated and keeps us going.
And is that sharing it from CB Buzz or from the Chuck Whitehead Show?
From
Coldwell Banker ABR.
Coldwell Banker ABR,
Okay.
yeah.
So anyways, thank you guys very much. And hey, all of you guys, don't forget, you can reach out anytime. The piece of advice that I like the most too is don't forget, if you're down, just call somebody. Call us, call any of us, call anybody. I mean, we're all one big family here. Anything you guys ever need, I mean, that's why we're here. So thank you guys.
Thank you.
All right, guys, enjoy the rest of your week and go make something happen. All right, guys.